guys, what's going on? So it's a new video, and today we are back, and today we are going to be going over some more ARK news. So this is for the most part going to be the rest of the dossiers for the week that I was not able to cover in Wednesday's edition of ARK news. And we are also going to be talking about the community questions from Wednesday that I was not able to get answered until now, and they are some good answers. Hopefully you do stick around. But without further ado, welcome to the Dossier Den, the second one for this week. So we're gonna kick off by talking about the Carbonemis, not sure how to pronounce that, but pretty much the gigantic turtle of the island. So it is a herbivore and defensive and pretty much one of the most peaceful creatures on the island. It is slow on land, but it has actually a pretty good swim speed. It has an incredibly thick shell that actually protects it from a lot of its predators. Once tamed, it is actually fairly strong, so it doesn't explicitly say it, but it is very likely that it's going to be able to carry a lot of resources over the water as well. Along with that, it makes a good water mount, so you can actually mount it, and it is one of the creatures that can bring you to the resources of the ocean that's, you know, you can't just go out and swim to because you'll probably die from a gigantic shark. That's about it for the Carbonemis. Next off, we have the Ankylosaur. These are both the dossiers from Wednesday, and the Ankylosaur is a herbivore and docile, and you'll usually find it living in family units, so not really herds, like massive herds, but it's not living solitary. Think family units, so you'll probably find a couple together, you know, a papa, a mama, a couple of kids, although, yeah, you get the gist of that. One of the best things about it is the spikes it has, which makes for an awesome defense, and it is actually pretty hard to take down due to both this and the fact it has really thick skin, so it's a very defensive dinosaur in that sense. Once tamed, its really dense tail is actually really good for smashing resource-laden rocks of the island, so this is going to be a fantastic mining dinosaur, and from what they said, it's even going to be awesome in both mines and quarries of tribes, so this is what you want if you want to go and mine some rocks. Next off, we have the dossiers for Thursdays, so we're going to be starting off with the Argentavis. Hopefully I did not butcher that. Pretty much it is a carrion feeder and short-tempered, so by carrion feeder, pretty sure it means it's a vulture. It's a scavenger, and it is, I believe, kind of related to the vulture, but for the most part it's vulture-like, and it is a flying creature. Once tamed, it is actually slower than the pterodactyl, but it does have more stamina, and it's actually able to fly for 3 times as long. Due to this and the fact that it is bigger, at least so it seems, it is the best creature for traveling and even hauling cargo for long distances. Next up, we have the piranha. So the piranha is a carnivore and aggressive that can usually be found in rivers and ponds, and it is it has pound per pound one of the strongest bites on the island, and it can even, from what they said, its bite can like break turtle shells, like the turtle, the Carbonemis that we went over after. So this thing's a little bit vicious, and for the most part it does not travel alone, it travels in schools, so that's what makes it deadly. Like a lone piranha, you can probably handle that. That's not really hard, but once you get a school of piranhas swarming its prey, you're donezo. It is tameable, and it is best suited as a guard for your base, so maybe if you have like a nice little water village, you get some piranha over in the ocean if you could bring them there somehow, or if not, if you live by a river, you could have tamed piranha in the river and possibly guarding against some Navy SEAL type invasions coming in through the river, trying to sneak in. It does, however, require a lot of food once tamed due to its high metabolism, but it is pretty adept at hunting its own food, so it might not be something you have to constantly worry about. Specifically, they hunt the fish that was in the dossier earlier. I think it's the coelacanth. And then next up, we have the spider. So the spider is a carnivore, aggressive, and absolutely horrifying. This thing fires webbing. It spits venom. It has poisonous bites, and it can even see in the dark, which is really good given the fact it's found in caves. So this thing, seriously, this thing sounds like a Nightmare on Elm Street or some shit. This is awful. It's also larger than an adult human. So this thing, yeah, they do hint towards something pretty interesting actually, which is that due to the way that some of the caves are formed, they're either a colony spider that, you know, lives in colonies, kind of like ants, or there's a very large one somewhere that did some of that cave digging, so this could very well be hinting towards some sort of gigantic spider boss, which is, that's something possibly awesome to look forward to. It is tameable, but I actually expected it to be mountable, but you actually cannot mount it, and it's a good tameable creature to use if you want to avoid killing, so I'm guessing you can use paralyzing venom with it, and its webbing that it can shoot is actually pretty good for catching fleeing prey as well, so it might be a good little hunting dog in that sense. And finally, the last dossier is the bat. So the bat is a omnivore and aggressive. It tends to attack pretty much any non-insect on sight. it can be usually found flying around caves, and it actually uses echolocation while flying around caves, so it can pretty much see in the dark is what they're saying. And if they're not flying around in the caves, they're usually hanging upside down in them, just like a good bat usually does. They are tameable, and they do make for a good guard animal. They're not mountable, but I'd never really got a size. I don't really know how big they are in that sense, but they seem like they're an alright size. But yeah, they're not mountable, but they do make for a good guard animal due to the fact that it's relatively aggressive and it likes to attack not insects. And that does it for the second half of this week's dossiers, and on to the community corner that I was not able to answer on Wednesday, but I am answering now because I need to make this right in the world. So if you guys remember this first comment from last week, I went ahead and asked a question based on that, as you should be able to see on the screen here, and pretty much the answer I got kind of to the balancing question is that it's pretty much that dinosaurs are going to continue to be a threat throughout the game. Player-owned dinosaurs actually scale the longer they're owned, so in a way they kind of level in that sense, and you can constantly improve your dino. Guns are going to be great against other players, but I mean, imagine if someone's on a velociraptor running full speed, being agile, like it's gonna be kind of hard to shoot him, and in that sense, you know, you probably want more than just a gun to stop other people, so dinosaurs are definitely gonna continue to have their uses. Not only that, but guns are gonna have a pretty sizable investment to get, and along with that, they are later on in the tech tier, so it's not like guns are gonna be super common from what I'm getting. They're gonna be definitely something you have to work quite a bit for. And along with that, the kind of fact that it won't turn into a PvP deathmatch is you don't have to resort to killing other players if you're bored. You can't always try to progress the story, find out more about the island, because they do have that story element and those bosses and all that stuff. So tons of other features that, you know, give those higher tiered players something better to do than kill nakeds, and you know, I think that's an awesome way of handling it. Here we have the second question that was pretty much asking about weather and possibly global events. So at launch, they're gonna have rain, fog, heat waves, and cold fronts in the game. Thunderstorms will be added down the line. And specifically from what I said, there's a chance that they'll add hurricanes and other natural disasters in, but it's not sure. And along with that, global events are also a possibility. So possibly those shooting stars, like things that everyone sees. However, the way he worded this, Jet is hinting towards some sort of unnatural event, and the whole winky face he puts, I'm sorry guys, I'm a master of interpreting text. Winky faces, there's something going down, so keep an eye out on quote-unquote unnatural events. Definitely want to look out for that. And then the second half of the question was asking about dinosaurs and how dinosaurs might have variety. So dinosaurs naturally actually have different levels, so it's not just the player that has levels. Dinosaurs have levels as well, and lower level dinosaurs might be easier to take down, easier to tame, but they're going to be weaker and you have to work with them more, while higher level dinosaurs are going to be harder to take down, harder to fight. But if you do manage to take them down, manage to tame them right off the bat, I'm guessing they're going to be a lot stronger and a lot better. Aesthetically, they are going to have different colors and skin textures on pretty much most dinosaurs, so there will be variants across that, and occasionally they will alter the look based on gender, and then specifically he did mention that it's in a boa for that, so definitely will be some variety in dinosaurs, and I like that. And finally, the third question asking about absolute mammoths of the sky and if they might add them, other flying creatures. Really, Jet just said he can't really get into specifics, and we're gonna have to wait for dossier drops, so who knows. But trust me when I say those dinosaurs, the two that I can't pronounce, hot damn, if those were added, that would be ridiculous and add another tier to flying. So I'm excited to see that. But yeah, that is about going to do it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching the second edition of ARK News this week, going over the dossiers and answering those questions. Expect another one on Wednesday if they do another digest. However, they probably will, but the game does launch on Tuesday, so they might be a bit busy with everyone shitting their pants over how great it is. I don't know. Along with that though, Tuesday, expect videos, expect live streams, expect everything. It's gonna be amazing. If you aren't following me yet on Twitch, make sure. I think I'll have a link in the description down below. Follow me there so you can know when I go live, because I will be streaming ARK. I will be recording it. I will be uploading it. I will make my life it, okay? This is gonna be great. But that is gonna pretty much do it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. As always, if you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Signing out. Love you guys. See ya.